Director of the Governance Staff of the National Economic and Development Authority. Today, I will present Chapter 6 of the updated Philippine Development Plan 2017 to 2022. In our updating of the plan, we revisited and reformulated Chapter 6, which is now entitled Pursuing Swift, Fair, and Humane Administration of Justice. This is the outline of my presentation. Allow me to first share with you the key message of Chapter 6. Then, I will begin the discussion on the country's performance in terms of implementing the justice strategies. This includes assessing how we fared amidst the challenges encountered in the past 3 years of the planned period. Afterwards, I will proceed with our strategic framework that ties up all the strategies into the plan. The final part of my presentation will focus on the legislative agenda that the government will pursue to guarantee swift, fair, and humane administration of justice in the country. Chapter 6 highlights access to justice and protection of human rights as fundamental outcomes that need to be guaranteed in order to protect and improve the well-being of Filipinos. This chapter pays attention to strategies that will address the ill effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, while at the same time sustaining the efforts on enhancing the country's civil, criminal, and administrative justice systems, and likewise improving efficiency and accountability in the justice sector. It emphasizes the need for the justice sector agencies to maximize the use of technology and digital platforms in the performance of their mandates and functions. This ensures that despite the current pandemic and other future emergencies, swift, fair, and humane administration of justice is not compromised. Chapter 6 also focuses on streamlining and harmonizing processes across the different agencies in the executive and judicial branches of government. This is to guarantee that a sector approach is adopted, moving forward from the fragmented mode of delivering justice. Now, looking back, a higher case disposition or resolved cases rates have been posted in the first 3 years of plan implementation. This accomplishment can be attributed to developments in the justice sector, which include streamlined processes in the areas of revised judicial rules and procedures, increased human resources and courts, sector-wide collaboration, increased jail and prison personnel, and improved facilities. These developments were complemented by improvements in the legal framework and ICT-enabled systems within the judicial and investigation procedures. However, despite the cited accomplishments, the justice sector continuously faces a number of challenges, which are also aggravated by the current pandemic. Problems on congestion of case dockets and penal facilities and other deficiencies remain. The pandemic highlighted the perennial problem of overcrowding in jails and prisons and the lack of enforcement of health and safety protocols in these facilities. As such, in the remaining planned period, the government endeavors to address these concerns to achieve a responsive, humane, and inclusive justice system. To achieve the targets of the justice chapter, we revised the strategic framework as shown in this slide with consideration to the ill effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Moving forward, this chapter will focus on pursuing a whole-of-sector approach and streamlined interdependence among the justice sector institutions. This will be supported by key strategies that will streamline ICT-enabled criminal, civil, and economic processes and improve sector efficiency and accountability. This slide and the succeeding one will present the government's strategies to meet the targets of the justice sector. To streamline the criminal, civil, and economic justice processes, the government will maximize the use of ICT-enabled systems to facilitate speedy resolution of cases and to provide safe and convenient access to legal and victim assistance, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. The criminal investigation system will be enhanced by improving the processes and strengthening the witness protection program. Alternative dispute resolution will also be expanded and mainstreamed by promoting the role of Katarungang Pambarangay in solving community-level disputes and by capacitating the lupong tagapamayapa in the conduct of mediation. The government will also increase plantilla positions in justice sector agencies and hasten recruitment of investigators, prosecutors, public attorneys, judges, and other legal or court officers to provide greater access to justice, especially by vulnerable and marginalized segments of society. With the pandemic, the need to pursue jail congestion and corrections reforms becomes more pressing. The government will undertake infrastructure development and modernization as well as ensure expedient criminal justice processes. With the strategies implemented, we expect higher percentile rank for the country by the end of the plan in 2022 in the areas of fundamental rights, civil justice, and criminal justice. To improve sector efficiency and accountability, the Justice Sector Coordinating Council, or the JSCC, and its justice zones, including other justice sector agencies, will strengthen coordination and cooperation to ensure that they are aligned with each other. Coordination and cooperation will include harmonizing processes and facilitating information sharing within the sector, as well as implementing the Justice Sector Convergence Program under the leadership of the JSCC. The government will ensure that systems and procedures adhere to the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018 and maximize the use of available ICT resources. Lastly, the government will increase transparency, accountability, and citizen engagement by pursuing multi-sectoral mechanisms. Established committees, councils, and CSOs will be included in planning and policy development for the justice sector. Information on the justice system and legal assistance, among others, will also be made more available to the public. We will monitor performance in this area using the rule of law indicator of the World Governance Indicator. With the strategies implemented, we expect a 50 percentile rank for rule of law by the end of the plan in 2022. These strategies are complemented by legislation that the government will pursue to ensure efficiency and fairness in the justice sector. For subsector outcome 1, we hope to enact a law that will streamline the criminal investigation process and amend the expanded good conduct time allowance or the GCTA law. The enhancement of the single carpeta system will be aligned with the proposed amendment of the expanded GCTA law. For subsector outcome 2, we hope to create new courts, strengthen victims' compensation program, establish a CHR charter, and a unified penology and correction system, and strengthen witness protection and whistleblower protection programs. Once again, we emphasize that access to justice and the protection of human rights are fundamental outcomes that need to be guaranteed in order to protect and improve the well-being of Filipinos. Truly, every citizen, no matter what his or her socioeconomic status, gender, identity, and religion may be, deserves a justice system that is swift, fair, and humane. And that wraps up our discussion on the Chapter 6 of the updated PDP 2017 to 2022. We hope this has been an insightful and we look forward to the country's vision of an improved justice system from this moment onwards. Maraming salamat at mag-ingat po tayong lahat.